Fine and
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
there once was a podcast in the great internet of internets. It was called Fine and Dandy. Muy influential podcast. You have to remember, folks, where there's a podcast, there's a Fine and Dandy.
We're the COVID boys. We're the COVID boys.
COVID boys. COVID boys. We the COVID boys.
Thank you for tuning into
COVID boys.
this week's
COVID
episode.
boys. We
Uh,
the COVID boys.
Fine and Dandy COVID
COVID
edition.
boys. We the COVID boys.
They get it. They get it.
COVID boys.
They get it. We're the COVID. They got it.
Doofles, what are we? The COVID boys.
They get it.
That was Doofles.
We're the COVID boys. All right. They got it.
We're the COVID boys.
Jeez, this guy just doesn't get it.
Welcome back to Fine and Dandy. We are the COVID boys. If
Hey,
you didn't already know.
This week's edition. Welcome back to Fine and Dandy COVID edition.
Hell yeah, dude. And if you didn't know, now you know.
It's a limited edition. You're not gonna get too many of these.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Nah, for real though. Like, hopefully not. Yeah, I caught COVID from Josh 'cause he sucks.
He thinks so. I traced my COVID back to Daniel.
Yeah, that's not how that worked.
He was just not willing to get a test until after I was confirmed positive.
Yeah, I felt no symptoms and I was perfectly in great health.
Great.
Yeah, like great health.
Great.
I was in good health. Great
Yeah.
would have been a strong word.
Yeah. I would say that has nothing to do with anything. You gave me the COVIDs, and then I got the COVIDs, and then I got 6
Let me
with
say
the
this.
COVIDs.
Let me say this. Josh was like, "Yeah, I got COVID. I might go stay at my mom's, so that way you're good." This was his version of that. He walked around the house and covered his face with his T-shirt, like that was gonna
First of
stop
all,
me from
this
getting
hoe said,
anything.
this hoe Daniel said he's good no matter what. The first day I got fucking tested positive, this hoe went to a bar and was like, "Nah, it's cool. Nobody even gives a fuck about that shit." Came back like the next night and fucking said that you would definitely, or no, was it the concert?
No. So the next day I was still good. So you tested positive Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was good. Thursday I was good, and then Friday night is when that shit hit me. Like a truck.
So you had it since Monday though, because doesn't it take a few like
It
multiple
incubates,
days?
I think, to incubate.
Doesn't it take like multiple days for you like to start experiencing the symptoms?
They say it can take a few days or so to incubate in your system before it really starts to show.
So therefore, if you started seeing symptoms on Friday, and you probably had it before I was tested positive.
I'm not gonna lie, I just drank this coffee with this head cold right now. It's kind of going crazy,
What's going crazy?
and with the beanie on my head, my head,
Your head's going crazy?
like the head cold with the coffee.
What's a head cold?
Like just like congestion,
Oh,
congestion, or like
I've
fucking.
never
Heard of a
anybody-
head cold?
Never heard anybody use the word head cold.
Dude,
No.
get with the times.
Dude,
fuck.
I got a head cold right now, bro.
Yeah, here,
It's
we'll
like,
look this
wait,
shit up right now,
what?
dude. Fucking give you the definition, dude. Coming at me kind of sideways. I don't like
What's
it.
up, Peebs? You want to get on the mic? You got some things to say? All right, hold on 1 second. I got you. Here, say something.
All right.
That was her. Snicker, snicker,
All
snicker,
right.
snicker.
Hey.
Nah, but anyways, this hoe Daniel, completely changed his entire perspective in
I didn't.
a 48-hour
I
period.
definitely did not.
He did. He apologized and everything.
Head cold, which is sometimes I didn't. That's not true. Which is sometimes called the common cold, can be rough.
Does it really say that?
Yeah, causing symptoms such as stuffy nose, sneezing,
Can be
and
rough.
and a sore throat. Anything involving the head
can fuck you roughly.
It's the cold, head cold. It's the common cold, flu, head cold, whatever.
Never heard that before.
It's all in the same boundaries.
You're a boundary.
But yeah, you should get tested. Stay safe. Josh sucks, but make sure to take your precautions and get tested.
Stay in school as long as we're just throwing out random tips.
Unless you're tested positive for COVID, then don't stay in school. That's probably not advised.
Or just have a social experiment and get wild. No, I'm kidding. But
I just want to thank everyone for tuning into this podcast. I just want to look. We're not perfect, man.
You know what I just thought about?
What?
Your phone's not plugged in, so like, what if it dies,
it's
dude?
not gonna die. We're running
what
on
percentage
vibes.
was it on whenever you?
We are running on vibes right now.
It's like on 3% right now.
And that's okay sometimes.
It is okay sometimes, but not every time. Because every time there's something that's wrong with this fucking podcast.
I was thinking, what if we can get to a point where we can someone get maybe either an art installation or actually have someone build robots, and so the intro is us as robots. We get a thing where, or not even the intro, just the whole the whole episode's just us I am Daniel. It's just robots.
Or dude, what if it's
podcast.
or what if we have an animation kind of type of thing, where it's like a robots fighting in a ring type shit, and then it zooms out to the fucking announcer's table, and then it's us as robots but having a podcast.
Wait, say that one more time.
So there's a ring where robots are fighting in the ring type shit,
so
and
it's
it zooms out.
Rock'em Sock'em?
Yeah, some Rock'em Sock'em type shit, or some real steel type shit.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be fire.
Yeah.
And then you zoom out, and it's where it shows the announcer's table, and it's just you and me, but as robots.
As robots.
And then it's a podcast.
And that zooms out,
from the
but then
announcer's
it's us
table.
announcing that, and it's actually us.
And then
Podception.
And then in the middle of our podcast, at some point, just fucking one of the robots gets flung onto our fucking announcer's table, and we just start beating his ass too.
That'd be kind of cool. Or what if this? Do you remember? Fuck, what was the name of that game? It was the cars, and they would just you had clown ice cream truck. You could pick a bunch of different ones, and the whole point was just to destroy all the other cars. It was a PlayStation 2 game.
Crash.
Definitely not that.
What was it called?
I'm gonna bring back some memories.
Burnout.
No, Burnout was fire too, though. That was you just picked a fast ass car and you had to just run
dude, the most
damage that you could possibly
damage
do.
those points. I don't know what game you're talking about then. I thought that's the only one I used to play that was like that. I think.
Okay, they have.
Hey, I'll behave.
They have. Burnout was the first one that came up on this, but it was Metal something, bro. Fuck, what was it called?
PB, behave. Get your dog, dude. Dude, go to your dad.
Hey, you chill out, dude. These dogs these days. Dog days.
Stop it.
The dog days are over now.
No, ma'am. Doing too much. Stop biting.
I just want to say it was called Full Metal.
Full Metal Alchemist.
No.
Full Metal of Honor.
That's not it.
Full Metal
I'm going to figure this out.
Hoedown.
Twisted Metal. Let's fucking go.
Twisted
I
Metal.
knew I'd figure it out.
So you twist the metal?
Twisted Metal. But you picked a car and a character and you decked out your car and you were just in a ring. It was just a ring. That's all it was. It was a small dome ring.
Like a kind of almost like a demolition derby type of ring.
And you were trying to just destroy each other.
Shit.
Yeah, that was it. That was the whole name
Hell
of the game.
yeah, that sounds fun.
It was super fucking fun. But I'm saying let's do that. Let's host that. It's I mean, okay, imagine how Rick and Morty does as much as they can, but we're podcast style. We host as many things that we can host as possible.
Each one's an adventure.
Like an Idiocracy where it was fucking Carl's Jr. basically
Oh yeah.
hosted everything that they could possibly host.
Yeah.
And then he just said Carl's Jr. like every sentence.
Carl's Jr.
Carl's. This was brought to you by Carl's Jr. This was not actually. Fuck you,
If
Carl's Jr. You're
Carl's
not paying
Jr.
us
wants to
shit.
pay us, then this could be brought to you by
But it's
Carl's
not,
Jr.
because
But
they're
it's
not.
not brought to you by Carl's Jr. Because fuck Carl's Jr.
But if you want to give us a sponsorship,
We will retract that statement.
but until then, dude, I don't even know if they still exist, bro.
For sure.
There was one
Actually, I
that
don't
was
know.
near here.
There was one.
And then they shut
And
down.
then there was one.
And then.
There once was a Carl's Jr.
There once was a town in. You remember Dave the Barbarian? That's really off topic, but I just wanted, it just popped into my head, so I had to say.
I do remember Dave the Barbarian. That shit
Barbarian.
was
But jabbers,
gas.
dude, low key, if you can find a fire ass, just like, okay, y'all need to. Nope, that's enough. Like, if you can find just a dope ass slogan, you're winning. Like whenever fucking
Pajamas.
Hannah Montana, whenever her dad, fucking Billy Ray Cyrus, he said, "Dang flabbit,"
Oh yeah.
that was a banger.
That was a banger, dog. A little like cool catchphrase that sets you apart, but it's almost like unnoticeable, but like it's so perfect that it is noticeable.
Doofles, we gotta give Doofles one. Doofle deserves one. He deserves all the glory.
Kind of like
Look at him.
in that Rick and Morty episode. He said "gluteoleo." He said, "Was that his thing? Did he ever do that?" He said, "No, but we're moving on. That's not important."
Exactly. You just need one like that. All it took was that one moment.
A one-liner.
Sorry, that was the COVID.
The vids.
But that's all you need, man.
It is all you need, man. You just need one liner. You just get think about it, dude. Think about how many people have just been like one-hit wonders for like hit songs. You can cut that down. Just do like one-hit wonders for hit sentences.
Dude, let's get to the point where we're just one-hit wonders for podcasts. You just need one banger of an episode.
I mean, I feel like there's a bunch of people like that.
Like who?
Like people that get fucking one super famous guest star on their podcast for like one of the beginning episodes, and then just,
There's some
stop
podcasts
putting
out there
work
that
into
I
their
think
podcast.
are good, but there's just some. It's like, how do they, how are they still going? Like, how are they popular? Because the interviewers themselves, I guess it is just guests. You get the guests on, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You know when you're like,
They said the Omicron variant is an absolute bucket right now.
holy fuck, dude. I think that's what we got. I'm gonna be honest.
I
That's what
think
we
so
got.
too. I have no
But
idea.
like, what I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
Sorry, that shit just fucking caught me.
Yeah, lose my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We were talking about doo doo and poo poo.
That's for sure not what we were.
I really don't remember what we were talking about, dude.
You suck.
Because I wasn't talking about it. You were about to talk.
I know, and then you had to be like, Omnicom's an absolute bucket right now, dude.
It is.
I'm all sick in the head right now, dude.
Going dumb.
My train of thought's not like on par on 100% right
He
now.
said I'm all sick in the head.
Literally, though.
Said I'm a fucking total mental case right now.
Fuck you, dude. Oh, damn. I'm trying to remember. We're talking about Twisted Metal, but then. Yeah, way to go.
Yeah, we were talking about Twisted Metal and Burnout.
Oh, I hate you so much. No, okay, but anyways, all right, look, so if Fine and Dandy was just like we were just hosting a bunch of different things, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, bro.
Like if we were just hosting like demolition derbies and fucking monster truck rallies.
And fucking like hot dog eating competitions and fucking
That brought okay, I remember what we were talking about now.
that brought it back.
Yeah, no, I was saying like there's so many like people who just have guests on
Oh yeah, we're
their
talking about
podcasts,
podcasting.
and it's like, how are you? You're just going because of the guests. rather than your podcast actually being good. Stop chewing on stuff, dude. But rather, I have to give a shout out to Sean Evans just because like his show is both. It's the guests, but I think there are some people who watch for the guests.
Mhm.
Most of the people that I know that watch that show watch it for him.
Yeah.
There's literally compilations of just like guests being like,
it's 50% like wanting to see people's reactions to the hot wings, because he's done this shit so much, so you're not really watching it for his reactions.
oh no.
But his interviewing is the other for 50% for sure.
Like you're not watching it. You are watching for the guest to see because he's gonna ask great questions
While they're fucking dying.
Yes, and they're gonna give great answers because of that.
Yes.
It's a formula for a great show.
It is. So I feel that. I was gonna say like
what's our formula? I want to be. I'm like.
Oprah's formula was giving away free shit.
Everyone has like something that like at this point, Joe Rogan's formula is just having fucking sick ass guests on.
Fire ass guests, yeah.
Just as many. I mean, he's good at what he does. Don't get me wrong. Like carrying a conversation and asking questions.
Yeah.
He is really good at that.
He has a good team too.
Yeah, he does. Dude, having a team is everything.
Yeah.
We're a 2-man team, so it's kind of hard.
Sometimes
we don't even have an editor. Yeah, so.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think the thing that sets us apart is whatever we want it to be. It's just about, taking the time to make that selection of avenues we want to go down. Because we haven't really broken the barrier of what we want to be doing yet. We just been kind of continuing the process of where we want to be going type shit. Like we've been having to deal with so much outside bullshit that's kind of set us back. And obviously COVID hasn't helped. But we're on the right track. Once we get some guests in here, we're about to start setting up some events and stuff. Start doing a lot more shit that we want to be doing.
It's definitely in the works. It's just the process of getting all the pieces together right now. I'm not gonna lie, this coffee with this medicine and this head cold.
The head cold, you
Head
sticking
cold.
with that?
That's what it is, dude. It's what it's called. The fact that you haven't heard that.
The fact that that's
blowing my mind.
just your choice of.
It's a thing, dude.
I get
it's
it is.
called
I
a head
gotcha.
cold.
It's also called a common cold, a fucking
It's
headache.
Shit, this shit is. I feel like I just like.
I got a head cold.
Dude, it's crazy how like.
My shit cold as fuck, dog.
It's crazy how being sick can almost feel like you're high.
Yeah, I
Dude.
mean it's kind of not cool.
So I know this is gonna sound bad, but
it's like the uncomfortable part of being high.
when the vid started hitting me, dude, I was at a show. I couldn't really enjoy the show. It felt like I was out of body. I was having an out of body experience. Like I was just like, dude, yes. I was just like, I was like, oh fuck. It's like I am not here right now. It was terrible.
That's fun. Sounds fun.
The funny part was the last time that I saw that artist, I actually was having an out of body. But like this time I was like, dude, can I not get it right? Like, fuck, this shit is hitting not in
That
any
shit was
good
funny
ways.
because you said that you drove there and like halfway through the show you're like, oh yeah, I gotta go, but I cannot drive myself back.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It was very similar to how I felt the last time, except the last time was a little bit more fun. It was enhanced in a good way. This time, more so the opposite.
More so, just get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, dude. I had my head down half the time, dude. I was just like, my stomach was not feeling it. It was terrible.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I felt bad because me and one of my homies, he's probably the other one that was looking forward to it just as much as I was. Like, we were the ones hyping it up, you know?
Yeah.
And we're the ones that had to leave early.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to leave early because of me. Felt bad. I'm glad he stuck it out with me, though. He tested negative for COVID, so bless up on that. He got blessed for being a good Samaritan on that one.
Hell yeah.
He got karma points.
Karma points.
Good for him.
Definitely good for him. Yeah, I was proud of Jerry for making that decision to take you home.
I did not get good karma points, apparently.
Yeah, you don't deserve them.
Yeah, so, like, if I'm going to talk about karma points here, let me, got my window broken. Then I got $300 taken off of my card. Now I have COVID. That's all in a 2-week period. So
It's been eventful.
karma's definitely beating my ass right now. Hey,
It's been quite eventful, you could say.
Yeah.
One might say.
I would say I'm that one. I'm that one.
I'm the one.
I am the one to say that. I am the one, the son. Oh. Yeah, it's been beating my ass, though. I mean, not COVID. It hasn't really been beating my ass. The first day was rough. The rest of the days are kind of been just chill. Like right now, it's just mostly congestion. Congestion, pretty much for the most part. Everything else is pretty chill. I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yeah, for that. I mean, gotta take it day by day, dude. Life is gonna throw you a wrench in your fucking engine every now and then.
I don't think that's a saying.
It's not, but we're gonna go with
Did you
it.
just make that shit up right now?
Yeah, 'cause like
Life's gonna throw a wrench in your engine.
in your engine, yeah. It's gonna fuck it up. Like when the engine's running, throw a wrench in it. It's gonna stop it.
Who the fuck is throwing wrenches into people's engines? Who has that good of accuracy? What are you driving down the road with your fucking hood up? Someone's just like fucking darting that
That'd be
shit
fire though. What if like there was a super like hero that just threw fucking wrenches in people's engines? Anyways,
Sometimes life throws a pig's foot in your eye, but you got like that's no, it doesn't.
that's what fire saying. If it is,
It doesn't happen.
I mean, when pigs fly is a fucking saying, but
That makes
it's
sense.
not gonna happen.
You could,
How? How does that make sense?
dude. With genetics these days, anything's
Genetics
possible.
these days.
Someone could fucking throw some wings on a.
All right. Well, with genetics these days, there might be people with better aim. So throwing wrenches in someone's engine might not be so far fetched.
I think people are put jetpacks on pigs.
I hate that they did that just to make a pig fly.
And so you've seen it. Well, there was no like specifics. It wasn't like a fucking written.
There are stipulations. If you didn't read them, that's on you.
When pigs fly, in like
There was for sure
small words. Like,
there's a fine print. If you didn't pay attention to it, that's on you, dude.
alright.
But there was like an old saying my dad said, like, basically it's like, I think it was T.D. Jakes, like it was one of his sermons or something at his church. He's talking about like he walked up to somebody who had their car stolen type shit. He was like crying out, like saying like, what the fuck, like how could this happen to me? And he's like, he went up to him and said like, hey man, you're acting like you're never gonna have another car again. And it's like, it's hard to realize it in that moment, like whenever you get your window broken or whenever you catch COVID, and it's like everything's going wrong, but it's like you're acting like nothing's ever going to go right again. You know what I mean? You have to stay positive and look at the good things in life and try not to let the bad things hit you down so hard to where you can't get back up.
Yeah, I forgot what I was watching recently, but it was basically saying like those things aren't real. I mean, they are.
What?
Like cars and like
yeah.
a phone. I mean, they kind of are like almost necessities, I guess, at this point in life, where we're at. But I mean, those aren't like real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're more material items that you can always get back later. Like they hold little value.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you hold value in your life. But I mean, it's like you can get a car back, but like if you were to lose somebody, you can't get that back.
Right.
So it's like you got to pay more attention, more priority to like certain things in your life, like the moments and the people, because you can't get those back.
For sure.
You can get fucking a phone
or a window
or whatever.
Shit
sucks though.
It does suck. That's what I'm saying.
Sucks.
It's like you gotta you can't live in it though. You gotta take it for what it is and move forward.
Yeah, you gotta take each wrench to your engine one at a time.
Absolutely.
You know that happens.
You never know when the next wrench is gonna come
know.
into your engine.
You can always get a wrench out your engine, but you never know when the next one's gonna fucking come.
Every time you turn down Hill Street, you're gonna catch a wrench in your engine, dog.
Alright, nah, what I really want to talk about today,
I'm gonna throw a wrench in your engine.
Besides wrenches and engines and fucking roller derbies. What is that?
Demolition Derby.
This week of COVID boys, you're in tune for a whole lot of
coughing and fucking mucus on cue.
Cutscenes of us just like swinging in a room and shit, just
Fighting for our lives.
Sweating like a rag on your head. Find out next time.
If we are still alive.
Camera crew's like, are you okay? I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my life. Holy shit. Find out next time on Fine and Dandy COVID edition.
COVID edition. Welcome back to We Have the Vid.
Yeah, welcome back to Fine and Dandy COVID edition.
Welcome back to Virus R Us. Fine and Dandy edition. Slam poetry.
Oh, dude, what were we talking about?
The
I'm
North
gonna get
Face.
into what I want to talk about, but this is just too funny. At work we were talking about slam poetry. It was me, Tommy, and Vickers, and we're like, what if it was just actual like after you're done giving your poetry, someone just comes up and fucking just DDTs your ass, or like fucking RKOs you. Slam poetry comes up and just fucking bodies your ass.
That should be hilarious.
Actual slam poetry.
There's a fucking breakaway table on stage. You get up there, they're like, oh, what's that for?
It's more of a punishment than it is a fucking. You're like,
come say your piece if you dare.
like you never know when it's coming. You're just done. You're like, everyone snaps. You're like,
but then they catch like the third girl like on her fourth word of her second sentence, and they're like, "Oh, it can happen at any time." They didn't even let that girl finish.
That's real poetry right there. It's poetry in motion.
Hell yeah, that's what the place is called.
Poetry in motion. Just call it the Slam Bar or some shit, bro. Fuck it. Slam poetry on Wednesdays.
SummerSlam.
You gotta have like a trained professional doing
SummerSlam poetry.
Like you gotta pay
There
a
you
trained
go.
professional to do those stunts though. You don't want anyone to fucking break their neck.
Well, you might. In the name of
Are you
poetry.
signing a waiver? Is this the
That'd be
salty
art.
spittoon? Are we signing a waiver when we fucking walk in?
How tough are you?
I knees for brave.
Welcome to the salty spittoon. How tough are you? Don't bark, please.
Baldy platoon.
No, don't do it.
He's ready.
He's ready to bark.
He's gearing up.
Don't do it. No, come here.
I wanted to get into like the Cuddy documentary. I finally watched it. All right.
Go lay down, buddy. Come here. It's okay for me.
He's like, please look at me.
All right, so the Cuddy documentary.
Yeah, no. Finally watched it. I cried a little bit. It was really good. The first half, I was like, all right. Dude, the second half was really good. The first half was just a bunch of people sucking his dick. But, I mean, I love him, too. So, I mean, I was like, hell yeah. But, like, I was like, all right, let's get to the nitty-gritty. I'm here to, you know.
Is this a documentary or a thank you tribute to?
Yeah, that's what I was. Like, everyone's just like, I mean, he was just great, you know. Just dude was awesome. I'm like, all right. Kept just going. Like, the next person was just like, Cuddy, do your cut. when that guy was like, yeah, we invited Cuddy, I was like, hey, do your Cuddy thing. Do Cuddy or some shit like that. I'm like, what?
What the fuck did you say?
What the fuck did you say to me? Nah, but it got sad. It did get sad. It ended up getting, like, really deep. And honestly, it was great. And just thinking about it, like, you don't look at it as an art. Like, watching it and then, like, looking at yourself as an artist and looking at that, like, really opened my eyes. Because he was just talking about, like, you know, when so Man on the Moon 2, everyone easily, no argument, one of the best albums to drop. You know what I mean? In the past decade. One of the most influential pieces of art in the hip-hop world.
Okay.
Well, more than just hip-hop, I would say. He influenced a lot of artists in a lot of ways.
Okay.
You saying okay, like, I mean...
I'm just trying to further, like, help you get to your point.
So, he is... I mean, it's not arguable. It's not. I mean, it is one of the most influential pieces of the past decade. But, I mean, when you look past that... okay, so, like, Man on the Moon was that as well. The Man on the Moon 2 probably even more so. Because he was dropping sounds no one was really doing, talking about his feelings. But then you look at what came after that. You had
Poo-poo.
Wizard.
I'm just kidding.
No, what dropped right after Man on the Moon 2?
Indica?
No, it was Wizard was before that.
Ow.
I want to say it was.
Stop.
I want to say it was Wizard, and then he had Indica, Speeding Bullet to Heaven, Passion Pain Demon Slaying, and then Man on the Moon 3. Hey, PP.
What are you doing?
Oh my. Oh my God. My dog is attacking right now. Dude, she will murder you with kisses, bro. She's gonna get in that armpit, bro. She'll get in the crevices, bro. She'll get in that little arm, like the middle of your arm for some reason. This part she likes to lick, and it's weird. Like, or if you like crunch your neck, she'll start to try to get in. You gotta push your ears, bro. She'll go for. She just pranced off. That was a murder, bro. That was an assault. That was an assault. Oh my God. She's like, yeah, bitch. What are you doing? She's scaring me right now. I don't like that. Hey. Okay. Anyways. So. Throughout his journey, anyways, Man on the Moon 1, Man on the Moon 2, everyone can agree was a great masterpiece. But then, after that, I mean, there was people who were like, dude, I want the Man on the Moon sound. Or, you know, like, this is trash. This isn't like what you were doing. Or like, fell off. You know what I mean? And then especially when he dropped Wizard. And, like, Speeding Bullet to Heaven. It's just like people, you know, like looking back at it, like I loved all of those pieces of art. You know, he grew a strong fan base by dropping all those. But it's like going through that for his sake, you know, not getting radio, like people like the labels were like, all right, where's the radio hit though?
Right.
You know what I mean, he's like, okay, Cudi, I don't do this for radio hits.
Right.
I'm not doing this for numbers. I'm here to create art, you know, and just like. As an artist having to go through that, not really, like, know if people are really fucking with it. Because you see a lot of the negative before you see the positive. Like, a lot of, like, the mainstream shit saying, like, oh, this is trash. Pitchfork gave him, like, a fucking 4.5 out of 10 or some shit like that. Like, whoever wrote for Pitchfork during, like, those time periods was a piece of shit. Like, they were assholes. They always gave him low ratings. And then you had Anthony Fantano, I remember. That man always gave him trash ratings. Like, his albums always gave him trash ratings.
Interesting.
Dude, everyone, like, looks for Anthony Fantano for, like, great.
I've never paid attention to,
dude,
like,
his reviews,
music
in my opinion, are trash. Like, he gives, like, the most basic-ass, like,
never paid
artistic
attention
reviews.
to, like, artistic reviews at all, honestly.
And it's, like, I'm like, who do you think you, like, are? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who does he think he, like, I mean, he does say, like, it's just my opinion and all this, but it's, like, you also don't know how much you hold in your hand, you know, for artists, because people are listening to you. Like, in my opinion, you get no respect. You're like, in my opinion, like a movie critic on fucking the internet, or like any critic on the internet. Like, are you making the music? Do you make music? Like, you know what I mean? So like, you shouldn't have any say in what that is. But just like going back to that, just being an artist in that world is like, you don't know really like where you stand, especially if you're not. You know, Drake knows. You know what I mean? Because he's getting radio hit after radio hit, and that's kind of what he's worried about at this point, staying relevant and getting these radio bangers.
Okay.
I mean, his albums are not really, like, in my opinion, great, but teach their own also. I mean, his later albums kind of weren't good. But, like, with Cudi, at least, you know, he stayed true to himself. Like, he was never trying to make radio hits. He was never trying to do this. And just, like, going through that the entire time, and it's just, like, staying true to yourself can be a hard thing.
Yeah.
And it was hard for him, you know? Like, he really felt those emotions. And the craziest thing to me is everybody else is, like, that was around him's, like, you think he's just making these songs, and you know you kind of realize he's digging from like what's real, but then you're like, fuck, like,
yeah,
it's a lot more real than what you think it is, you know? Like, he's singing about his emotions, but then you have to actually realize, oh shit, this man's not okay.
Right.
Shit just threw me for a loop, man. It was crazy. Like being an artist and creating, pushing things forward, and even Shia LaBeouf's like him talking about him. That shit got me emotional because he's like, bro, I love that dude. Like that's probably my best friend. He's like, he might not even say that same thing, but I don't care. Like I look up to that dude in a way. Like it doesn't matter. Like I just think it's a special guy. You can tell they're on the same wavelength though. Like they're both damaged people in a way. Shia and like Cudi. But like they're very emotional people, which is why they're damaged. They went through a lot, like a young age type of thing. This shit just got to me. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. Everybody deals with their trauma differently, and then a lot of people are able to connect on things of that nature, especially if you went through similar things as someone else did.
Is that what you got out of everything I just said?
I was just touching on the ending of what you said. But that, yeah, no. I mean, I didn't get any. I mean, I watched the same documentary as you. I didn't finish it. I fell asleep.
You fell asleep you fell asleep like during the best part of the documentary.
I'm gonna finish it.
You watched the first half, and then when it got to like the sentimental shit, I look over. I'm like, this.
I was already asleep because of the first half. I was like, all right. I mean, it's just another person saying their experience, and I'm not saying that was like boring. I was just tired. I was high and tired, so I fell asleep. But
my point is the journey of an artist in this world, or anyone who wants to create something, like really create something, like not do something that's already been done or try to like piggyback off of somebody else. You're never really gonna realize what was the word I'm looking for?
Potential.
Not even just potential. Your effect on everybody. You're not gonna realize the effect of the wave that you're making until it's like for Cudi during all that, you don't know what wave you're making. You know what I mean? You're just creating. You're just like you're digging deeply. You're going through a lot of shit. That man checked into rehab multiple times.
Yeah.
Had a lot going on. And like during that, he could have never guessed where he'd be at now. Like that man had so many people. The funniest thing about him now, in my opinion, like I love it. And like why I want to talk about this and why it gives me so much inspiration is because I will never forget when Wizard dropped, when fucking Indica dropped, when fucking Speeding Bullet to Heaven dropped. People were like, that shit sucks. He fell off. Like the majority were just like, nah, it's not the same. I'm not, all this shit, right?
Right.
But he's had like such a strong fan base throughout his entire career.
Right.
And then look at him now. Like, he's getting so much praise. Everyone's like, nah, he's definitely one of the most influential artists of the past decade for hip-hop.
Right.
Like, he's headlining fucking Rolling Loud. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Coachella.
I would say that says more about the masses than it does about him. I mean, because he's, like you said, he stayed true to himself. It's not up to him when people realize the talent that's up, like, before their eyes. It's not up to him when the market goes his way, I guess.
It's not, yeah. But he to stick through yourself through all that,
yeah,
and to finally come out of like that, all of that, and still like come out on top. That shit to me is absolutely insane. Like, I couldn't even imagine now, like thinking about it, like being like, okay, like us doing a podcast. Going through all the ups and downs, you know what I mean? Like people being like, that shit sucks. You know what I mean? I mean, he made it big already by that point in time. Like he already had a staple. But then having people tell you, oh, you fell off, like you suck, like this is trash.
It's cool. I mean, it's just one person's opinion, even if it's 100,000 people's opinion. That's still less than it's less than 0.5% of the world thinks that you suck. So what?
As an artist, though, that's always tough.
Yeah, if you pay attention to it. But there's no reason to.
It's easy to.
There's no reason to. It doesn't help. It doesn't benefit your art to know that someone does or doesn't like it. It just validates you as a person that's making the art, which is cool if you need that. But not everybody needs validation to do what they love.
I guess you could also say that probably does drown out people's art when shit starts to get to your head like that. And you
Yeah.
get side of the art, which is probably why his art stayed so true, is because he was always on that.
Because I mean, like,
don't
there's probably 100 different reasons for him to have stopped making music, and none of them would have been other people's opinions on his music. There's probably plenty of things that he went through during his music career that he could have easily said, "Yep, this is the reason that I'm gonna stop making music," and none of them would have been another person's opinion.
Nah, it was his opinion, own opinion of himself.
Well, yeah, but also like just like traumatic events that happen in your life, fucking just day-to-day operations, just getting tired of doing the same thing or being in the same room or being with the same people doing the same like actions.
Yeah, that's part of it too.
It gets, mundane after a while no matter what you're doing, but like as long as you start to find excitement and joy in all those things again, and I mean you have reasons to do it, but that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like it's more beautiful that he was able to go through everything that he went through and still find a way to continue to create. Because I feel like people's opinions mean a lot. Don't get me wrong, to an artist, but they're not everything.
They shouldn't be.
If they are, then I feel like it says more about you as the artist than it does.
There was something Shia LaBeouf said. I wish I could remember the exact words, but it was just more along the lines of it's basically like a mutual understanding between the artist and the person receiving it. Like it's like y'all both gotta be on a similar like wavelength in a type of way,
Right.
like to really like when you create, you're creating for yourself, right? But like when someone receives it and they understand it, it's like
it's kind of like
it's got to be something between both of y'all.
It's kind of like having a mutual respect, like for one another, type of thing. It's like you can't you could make art in like a selfish point of view, saying like this is for me and I don't care what anyone thinks and I don't care. And I guess you could say that's not necessarily selfish. I don't really know exactly what you would call that, but it's also like whenever you like take the viewer or the receiver of your art into consideration, and you kind of do change the aspect of your art for the receiver. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
I'd say this. You can't speak for every artist ever. I'd say, I mean, there's so many different mediums in the world these days of art and what is to be considered art. You know what I mean? They can consider fighting art, but I'd say like in most aspects,
martial art.
Yeah, right. I mean, it is, but like in terms of like painting or like music or drawing, sculpting, crafting, anything along those lines, even stuff like
fine arts.
Yeah, even things like this, like podcasting or like audio dramas, which is still podcasting and stuff like that. A lot of people create because they have something inside of them they need to release. But then also part of that is that I think they want to be understood. You know, when you create, it's also a piece of you wanting to be understood in a different way. You know what I mean? You're expressing yourself in a medium that because you're not able to express yourself regularly through life. You know, and you're hoping that other people can hopefully understand you through that and able to relate to you. Of course, that's not everybody, but like when you create, you know, you're hoping people kind of feel you in whatever you're creating. You're hoping they get a piece of you that maybe they wouldn't have gotten in day-to-day life.
See, but even that is like a perspective all to your own, or not even just to your own, but like there's also probably a side of perspective where you create not even giving a fuck, you know what I mean, whether someone likes this or whether someone's ever even going to see this, or you know what I mean. So it's like there's different sides of creation, and that's kind of what's beautiful about it. And there's not really any rules to creation. There's not really a guidebook to tell you how to do this and what to do and what not to do, because I mean that kind of limits the possibilities of your own creation in itself.
It's crazy because sometimes like you creating something, your own escape can become your own like prison in a way too.
Yeah.
Man, it's such a art is such a insane thing. It's like you can get lost in the world of it, you can escape into the world of it, you could make a whole different world, a whole different reality with art. But at that same time, you can also just like lose who you are in that because you're just so caught up in whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like the same thing that brought you peace can also bring you pain.
Yeah.
Passion, pain, and demon slaying.
For sure. Like, think about the people that like created like World of Warcraft. I'm sure at the beginning they were kind of like in their own world for a while. Maybe it was difficult for them to pull out type shit. 'Cause I mean, you got to think about like day after day, you're just programming this fucking open world type of game. You know what I mean? Just where even at that time it would be like a limited amount of people that knew about it. So like pretty much this like echo chamber of people are just completely living in an entirely different world.
Open world, yeah.
Yeah.
That game's crazy, man. Like, it changed things. It changed the way the MMOs were played and the way the MMOs were looked at for forever, really. Because, I mean, like, RuneScape was a thing, too, but, like, had nothing on World of Warcraft. People were losing themselves in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I don't even think you see things like that anymore. I mean, like, video games, I guess, now would be the closest
Well,
thing.
see, they have like LAN party tournaments and shit like that, but like nothing like.
I don't think anything matches that time period where people were just like indulging in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, no.
I don't think you have as much of like maybe like Fortnite or.
But not like that.
Not like that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people were like giving their
people will go
all into these characters.
People will go back to the lobby in Fortnite to go take a piss. In fucking World of Warcraft, I feel like I'm not leaving this seat. Type
Dude,
shit.
like you is my character. You come to me and you talk to me correct. My name is fucking Asgar. Fucking
Asgar from the 4th Liege of the.
Fucking, you better come correct, bitch.
7th Royal Council of Tandalon.
Real shit though, like that shit's really crazy. Yeah, no, you're right though. It's just like when people, and I mean, also when you think of Steve Jobs, that man, you know, when he was creating it, he had this vision, and I mean, he was a dick about it, but he wanted to see it through, and now it's just kind of like watered down, and you know, it's more of just a business.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you have a team and shit. I mean, they still add like cool features. Like, I mean, being able to track your phone when your phone's off, that should have probably been something they thought of like.
Is that one hurt?
A long time ago.
That sounds kind of. It sounds like you
it's
have
not
a personal tie to that one.
It's not personal. I haven't really got my phone stolen, knock on wood. But I mean, it's just something I know so many people. You know, that's the first thing you know. Like whenever someone steals a phone, what are they doing?
Well, how would you track a phone that's off? Wouldn't you need like the battery to power the
No, they have
tracking device?
That's an update on the phone now.
Oh, now it is?
Yeah, dude. Like if you update your phone, that's all part of the update. I wouldn't update your phone because your phone would probably start fucking up. But
I already did. I don't like it.
You don't like the update?
No.
Well, that's part of the update.
Cool.
You turn your phone off, it's still you can track it.
Okay.
Through my iPhone. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I mean little things like that are cool, but you know, it's nothing's gonna ever. I doubt Apple's ever gonna do something so big. I mean, Apple's gonna be that thing like we were talking about in Idiocracy, where it's like Carl's Jr. Brought to you by Apple. It's gonna be some just dumbass. You know what I mean? They're sponsoring every fucking thing.
I mean, yeah, either Apple or Amazon or whatever.
Any big tech.
Doesn't matter.
It's gonna be fucking dumb, bro.
Insert big tech here.
like why am I getting my medicine from fucking? It's just like Amazon. Like, why is Apple administering my medicine?
Thank you for purchasing oil. This message has been brought to you by Apple.
Like, what are we doing? Are you hungry for a burger? Apple now has like fucking like no, I'm not.
Do you like fried pickles? Come to Apple.
Like, Apple's gonna have fucking vending machines with fucking food in them and shit. Like, fuck. I don't want to see that shit. But no, I mean, back to what we were talking about.
Back to the fucking meat of it all. Back to the roast beef of this fucking Reuben sandwich.
Going back to that. This has been brought to you by this week's
Arby's.
episode. This week's episode of Fine and Dandy COVID edition. COVID boys.
The COVID boys are back.
The boys are back in town. COVID
Lasagna.
boys. What?
Saw Garfield.
I just said
Lasagna.
lasagna. No, but like being a creative and like building that world up and having that vision and saying no matter what, I'm gonna fucking see it through. That's hard, bro. I sit there every day and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna do this.
Nah, bro, it's easy as shit.
Yeah,
dog.
dude, it's fucking fuck everybody doing your own shit.
It's easy as pie.
And people say, you know, like
Why is easy as pie a fucking saying? Is it making like a good pie kind of difficult? Not
Like crust.
like if you make it like from scratch.
like a crust, yeah.
So like, how
Like
is
in
that
the
a
top
saying?
part, the top part too, like the dough on the top
Yeah.
part. Yeah, it's not easy.
So that's why. Why is easy as pie a saying?
I think they have the pre-made crust thing. Maybe.
It's like such an
East,
American saying though. If that's what it is,
Easy
as
as-
pie. You just buy the fucking crust and then buy all the other shit and just throw it all in the other fucking crust and bake that shit, dog. It's easy as pie.
Dude, I don't know anyone who like cooks shit from scratch anymore.
I
Like
mean,
my
I feel-
grandparents used to, but now they're also just like, we're getting older. Fuck
I
that.
feel like a lot of people do. Anyone that probably claims to eat healthy probably cooks from scratch. For the most part,
pastry chefs?
probably don't eat pastries. They probably don't partake in the pastry. That they probably don't dabble down the pie road.
What's the dude? I mean, you can't
Well-
consist of like veggies and chicken as cooking from scratch. I mean,
You
like,
could try.
like making pastas. Like,
I make all my chicken from scratch.
I cook my own.
I
make my
grow
own.
the chicken in a pot and just incubate it, and then once it's fully
Never-
grown,
Okay, if you have your own farm, then that. If you have your own farm and you grow your own
I
veggies,
grow
that's cooking
I
from
grow
scratch
my
at that
chicken
point.
from scratch on a farm. That's fucking.
This shit is from scratch.
This shit is from Hatch.
Oh shit! Fucking singer.
Ah, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I had to fucking stretch one out there. No pun
Nice.
intended.
You like getting stretched out, bro?
Hey man, sometimes you need a happy ending.
But what is that called? Like the isn't there a name for that?
Drum roll, please. No.
I don't think so. I don't think that's it. It's close though. It's called a rim shot.
No.
I
that's
think it
not.
is
That's
actually.
not, dude.
Type in rim shot.
Dude, I know what a rim shot is.
What's
and
a rim shot?
it's where you hit the fucking rim and the drum. And it's clap. That's
I
a
thought
rim
it was
shot.
bottom-
It's not a rim
I
shot.
thought that was a rim shot, dude.
There's no rim getting hit there.
I don't know what's it being hit there. I'm not a drum player. But
I like how I've typed it. It said. But
wait, did you type in badum?
okay, you might have been.
It's
right.
a rim shot, dude.
Dude, so there is a rim shot, but then it's also what they used to call.
The badum.
Okay, this one says sting.
Sting.
Yeah, a percussive sting.
Percussive sting.
Some call it a rim shot. Some call it a sting.
Interesting.
Q fucking. I'm gonna have to find this part in the podcast. And throw that in there, dude. That's fucking
It's hilarious.
jokes, bro.
Hell
Hey.
yeah.
Nah, but being a creative though, for real, that's just fucking. It's not as easy as you think. Fucking creating shit, being an individual. As much as these days people like push to say to be that and like try to dress different, I promise you, like actually doing your own shit is still like people are still gonna give you shit. It doesn't matter. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
If you're gonna ride your own wave, you gotta be prepared. And people always say like, nah, you know, like it's not really. It's like that. It's like that. If you're gonna ride your own wave, you gotta pave that way. You gotta be ready. You gotta do your own shit.
You just gotta come prepared, like the goat on the mountain in Hoodwinked.
You gotta be prepared to not to get shit and to also not get any shit, and by not get any shit, I mean like no love. You might get some love, but you're not gonna get much love at first. You're gonna have to build that love.
You're gonna have to earn that love.
You are gonna have to earn it. I mean, there are some people who come out the gates just swinging. You gotta give credit to those people. I mean, if you coming out the gates, if you're coming out the gates with just hella people fucking loving your shit,
just hella swinging.
Kudos to you. And that's fucking.
These
fire.
guys just keep swinging.
Yeah, but I want to shout out, man, Cuddy. I want to big shout out to that man. Love that guy. His career has been a long and tough one, but he did it for the kids, man.
The culture.
He did it for the culture. He did it for the kids. Like, he saved people's lives. He stuck to it, and he always just wanted to help people and spread positivity, even when he was in pain.
Kicking incredibly dope shit.
R.I.P. Mac, too, man. Another one. But just, like, just because you're feeling pain and you're spreading positivity, it doesn't make you a fraud. You know, we all feel pain inside. But wanting to spread positivity when you feel pain, if anything, is a admirable thing.
That's true.
He even said that too. It's like I see myself as a sacrifice. So the kids ain't the only ones that up at night.
Yeah.
Fucking real one, man. I gotta give it to him. Like he helped a whole generation. He's still helping the kids. I'd say like he's influenced some of the artists that are like influencing the kids now. So I mean. That should tell you a lot. Like, that's fucking so admirable and noble, and I appreciate him. I appreciate that documentary. Shit made me tear up. That's going to inspire me to keep going and keep doing our shit and keep creating, and hopefully something good comes out of it, you know what I mean? To make something bigger out of this, too, you know?
Oh, yeah, dude.
We're going to have more people on. We got a lot of we're trying to have guests. We got fucking computer problems, though. In order to get that third person right now. We're working on it, though.
If you have a laptop, you can come on our podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to get this PC fixed that we got, though. I don't know what the update is on that, but hopefully we can get that back soon, and we can get that third mic hooked up and get another person back on here. Got other shit in the works as well. Stay tuned. Keep thriving. Keep pushing. Keep creating. Be your own person. Enjoy life, man. You never know what could happen. You could get COVID. That shit sucks. So,
yes, you could get COVID.
Yeah, your roommate could give it to you.
That shit does suck.
Yeah, it's Josh's fault.
Yeah, your roommate could give it to you, and no, it's Daniel's fault.
I'll blame Josh for this. Honestly.
How convenient.
What do you know? I don't have any pictures of you.
That's just funny. All right, dude. Let's get the fuck out of here.
This concludes this week's episode of Fine and Dandy, COVID edition.
COVID boys.
Stay tuned next week to see if we still have COVID.
This has been another great episode of
COVID boys.
We're sick as fuck, but you can't tell.
I can definitely tell. I was struggling. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go. All
right, maybe you can tell, but fuck off.
Let's go. Signing off. Fucking Fine and Dandy.
Fine and dandy, fine and dandy, fine and dandy. Like, comment, subscribe.